What's up, it's Shadiez babies, and welcome to HoneyComb Storage Part 2 more in depth. The other one's going to be renamed to Evidence. Here are some comments I got from Reddit on the previous video, on the Evidence video, which I initially posted, which is going to be sort of the follow-up video actually. But it seems like they didn't really understand the concept, which is why I'm making this video. One of the key ones is this guy saying, bruh, literally 10 satchels to TC, this is like a horrible base design, what is the point of HoneyComb 2x2 if you don't use the 2x2? You do use the 2x2 inside, but in that original video I had farms there, which is what I was using it, which is a great thing for this base design because farms take up a ton of space. Regardless, so I've made this video to help these people better understand and to say I appreciate this feedback. Alright, so here we are with two identical, almost standard 2x2 bases with HoneyComb. The only difference is that a lot of people will not put this little layer. Instead they'll put HoneyComb up on this 2x2, they won't do the side one. And the reason I have the side one is for the shotgun trap. Now, these two bases are fairly identical. One of the problems was that people were saying it takes, by doing the HoneyComb storage technique that I was talking about, they're saying that it takes the whole point out of doing HoneyComb. Someone said you could put HoneyComb around the storages. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying that my strategy is good, and I'm going to explain it a little more in depth on this video, and I'm going to rename the last one to be evidence of a real example of evidence to prove my point. So one person was saying 10 satchels to get into the CTC, which I'm guessing was just going straight through a wall. He said bruh. That was kind of rude, but and what's the point of HoneyCombing 2x2 if you don't use the 2x2? So these two bases, you guys get to play a little guessing game. These two bases, one of them has the HoneyComb, and one of them has the HoneyComb storage, and one of them is just a standard 2x2. In this one, I had to use the battery, so you can psychologically think which one I'd build first, which one I'd build second. But in this one, the battery is going to represent the tool cabinet. In this one, there is a tool cabinet down. They're both about the same size, so battery's a little bit bigger. So it is a disadvantage if you have the battery, but it should be alright for this demo. So, if you're watching this video right now, you need to pick which one has the HoneyComb storage, which one does not, and where are the TCs in all of them. So you could pick one or two options for which one has the HoneyComb storage, and then if you have the HoneyComb storage, where is the TC, and on the normal 2x2, where is it not? I'm going to get out a rocket launcher and some rockets, and we're going to start a little raid, and we're going to find out, and you get to pick a side. So I could make a bunch of videos of each side raiding, but I'm just going to go ahead and start a raid up, and let's see, where's the raid thing? Start raid. And yeah, so we're just going to start shooting at these bases. The goal is to get to the tool cabinet. Now I know where the tool cabinets are, and I put them in places where I don't think people would guess they would be there. So the which one do we want to pick? We will start with we'll just start with this one, which has the tool cabinet, which I built first. So I know where it's going to be, but let's see, the door is here. Well, I usually think is that the tool cabinet is going to be somewhere on this side. If this was a standard 2x2, I would think it's here opposite of the door, but you know, I did use these little doors, so let me see if I could peek. So you can see there's some other doors back there. So I'm guessing, and what I know, is that it's going to be a bunch of doors through here into the main area. So we could go through the doors, or we could just go outer here. So you're gonna have to imagine it as different raid angles. Part of the point of raiding a base is picking a side and sticking to it. So we're gonna also go through the door, but I'm gonna go through the back side also, which spoiler, the tool cabinet and large battery are going to be on that side, but you can imagine it if it was in the back over here. That's where it is. So we're just going to go ahead and put some rockets into the middle of it. And if you have an issue with how I raid, I don't do a lot of raiding, so feel free to say something in the comments. Maybe we'll do some better raiding, but and one more and we will be in. I always have trouble finding that line. So that's one set of honeycomb, and it doesn't look like this is the storage one, but we're just gonna power on through. I don't know how this two walls is. Yeah, I guess that's good. And then we're gonna have to compare the storages in them. I should have saved it. I'm gonna save it real quick. Save island. Save it to new slot. By 2 income. Yeah, we could reload it later. Just to compare the amount of storages in them to help my point. So, and the point that I'm trying to make. One more and we are in. Here we are. This is not the storage one. Well, I mean, it could be because of the one thing. 8 rockets to get in, and we're in a loot room with 4 things. We can keep powering through. I think if we just hit in the middle. And we broke those. Those don't have locks, so that's alright. One more, and we're through this. Another loot room. And we're in this area, and this does not look like the storage room. Let me get out my building plan. So this would mean that the tool cabinet is in here. So, on average, to raid this base, you know, you got 4 quadrants, and I was able to blow into 3 of them. 3 out of 4 times, you're going to need only 11 rockets to get into the space. 15,000 sulfur is quite a lot, though, and potentially you could upgrade the inner wall with fragments. But on average, it's going to be 15,000. Above average, actually, it's going to be 15,000. And plus, you can make a prediction where it is over here. If we wanted to do a door raid, doors. I don't know the most efficient way to do doors, but we're in. Da, 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 da. Oh no, shotgun trap. Haha. I should have stopped. And we're like already blowing this apart. Door raid is just not how you want to do it. And you'd only be in this room. Then you do another one in here. And if you did in this middle section, that would be the way to go. So it's 8 to get through the walls, and then 3 to get through 2 garage doors side by side. Now over here, it was 8 to get in through all the doors, and then it's going to be 3 more. It's going to be the same amount of rockets. Now, if you know where it's at, you could go in through over here. But let me just rip the roof off for you guys. And you can see how much. Actually, I can reload it. Not what I wanted. Load island. It's gonna be the honeycomb. Yes. And let me rebuild this just so it doesn't bother me. This top part doesn't matter. And then I can resave this. Okay, so if you look at the storages, you're going to have 1 furnace, a workbench, and there's ways to get way more efficient with this. And by way more, I mean a little bit more, and it's not worth your time. You could put like a box here or something. But furnace and a workbench. Then you have 4 more storages, kind of crammed in here. 4 more, and your tool cabinet, which you could put another shelf here, and like 2 to 4 more. That's a total of about 12 storages, in between 10 and 12 storages. Feeling very crammed in here. There's nowhere for a research table or repair bench. Granted, the other one doesn't have a research table, and you can put the research table outside, but repair bench just takes one of these slots pretty much, and you could put 2 more little boxes around and stuff. But about 10 to 12 storage boxes, and it's crammed in your standard 2x2. So let me stop this raid, and we're gonna go ahead and raid the 2x2 over here. Now I know the battery is the TC, is gonna be on this side. I've already spoiled it. We could do a door raid, which, spoilers, is gonna look sort of the same, but it's gonna put us in that same area, or we could do the wall raid. So let's do the wall raid. People were saying that it's a horrible base because, you know, you go in and you can kind of see that there's doors here just based on that. I didn't actually know that. There might be a way to mitigate that. We'll try upgrading it later. We'll use the hammer and try and get rid of this going through the walls. But there's a little spoiler, which I didn't actually see at first, and you could be sure to look for that. But which damaging this might actually damage those. So here we go. It actually should damage those. Yep. Let's put it in the middle. And I didn't start the raid. Let me repair this. I can't repair these. Let me reload it. And start the raid. There we go. So, this is a little flaw with those. Upgrading it helps, but and we're in. And we have broken into, it's got a little bit damage, 3 furnaces, a wood box. I think there's another wood box here, so there'd be extra loot, and another one. So already, other people have proven this point. You've only done 4 rockets, or I think 10 satchels about. I don't know if satchels would be able to go into that, but, and you're at 3 furnaces and 4 boxes about. Don't put all your valuables in the outer level one, but it's a gamble also. Think about how much storage there might be in this base with how many like storage compartments there are. Let's keep blowing in. And we don't need another one. I don't know what happened with that. And we're in this room. If there was a box here, I should have put some loot in the box. There was a box here. So you'd have 4, 1 more box. You pretty much just got 1 more extra box. We're gonna do the middle again. Hopefully I don't miss. Now we've got another furnace. Turn that off. Workbench. Oh, garage. No, storage. Garage. Well, granted that this is one of those 2x things, I'm guessing that this is going to be some storage, which, looking at the weakness of that, I can actually... Oh, this is the wrong wall. I can't even... So this isn't even damaged except for this wall. You guys think this is going to be the tool cabinet, or the tool cabinet's going to be behind here, it's going to be further, behind there. It's hard to tell, and that is the point of this base design. 9 rockets, it's 2 less. The other one was two more to get in and blow the walls, and to know for certain where the tool cabinet was. But right now, there are 4 possibilities where the tool cabinet could be. And I know it's going to be on this side, so spoilers, it's not behind this. Which I did on purpose because in the video I showed that there was a tool cabinet back there. But, and I don't even think that guy that like watched that said 2x2 or literally 10 satchels even knew what was up, because I didn't do a 2x2, I did a 3x3, and in the 3x3 in the middle of the 3x3, oops. If you do it on the 3x3, it's a little more secure for the someones, but if this is your 3x3, you can do walls like this, and then put your storage there and your tool cabinet there, and that is not 10 satchels to get into. It's a little bit more. But I digress. Get rid of this real quick. Probably could have just ignored it all, as I'm probably going to reload it later. We'll reload it later. Anyhow, I know where the tool cabinet is, but we're going to go ahead and we'll blow open these two doors. Oh, there it is, tool cabinet. 12 rockets to get to the tool cabinet. The other one was a little more secure. Now, you got to think about the odds. And also I demoed it because I knew it was over here. It could very well be behind here. It's really chance. They could also literally just raid through this wall and you'd be at 4 rockets to TC. It's about chance. And you got to think about the chance. So the odds of getting to the right one, you know, it could be behind this one, it could be behind this one, it could be behind this one. There's still 3 possibilities that it could be behind. In total, each side has 2, that's 6 possibilities. And then each room could have some. So once you blow through one, you're going to go into the inner part and you're going to keep raiding from the inside. And let me just reload. So I can stop that raid and then reload the island. And we're back in here. So, and the rocket story still sort of applies to going through the front door. I'm gonna just waltz right in because I already know. And I didn't put too much effort into the doors, so here we are. And let's compare storage capacities. I will say that this base is a lot more comfortable to move through, except for this. It's a little janky. Oh, I am like stuck. Oh, there we go. But we're gonna cheat. I wouldn't do that in my base. I'd probably get rid of these two and then put them like sideways, but I digress again. So, if we compare storage capacities of these bases, all these up, doesn't matter. You have 10 to 12, depending on how you compact it. About 10, we'll just say 10. 10 wood large storage boxes, pretty good for a 2x2, and 1 furnace. And you could probably put like another furnace in here. We'll just say 2 furnaces. 10 storage boxes, 2 furnaces. Go over to the other base. You've got 7 furnaces set up. 1, 2, 3. Oh, we're just gonna call that 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 storage boxes. And your tool cabinet could be in one of these main areas. It doesn't necessarily have to be in the honeycomb, which means that it would take 1 less rocket if, like, let's say this isn't a wall and it's just a garage. You gotta just go through the garage. What happens if I upgrade that to sheet metal? So if you upgrade these to sheet metal, which you might have to do, they don't stick through the wall. Let me see. Yeah. So for this base, you will have to upgrade these to sheet metal. Well, you don't necessarily have to, but to hide them from. What happens if you do armored? Armored, you can't see. What about wood? I'm not gonna try wood. No one has wood in their to hold their garage doors. Anyhow, I believe that was 17. No, wait, 4, 12, 4, 8, 12, 16, 18. 18 storage crates about. and 7 furnaces. And you could put some boxes there, but it doesn't really matter. Almost 5 to 6 more storage. And if you really want to get creative, you could put shelves, and then you'd have to sneak past them, and it'd get really complicated. But you could put more. A lot easier to move around. And it all comes down to chance, really, on how someone would raid you, how many rockets it would take. And there's no way to tell by upgrading that, by upgrading the things to sheet metal. There's no way to tell where the tool cabinet is going to be. People are going to expect it in the middle area. And if it wasn't for rockets being able to just hit it in the corner, most people raiding a smaller base, they're probably just going to have satchels. They're probably just going to go through only one door. Just because satchels are cheap. People are... if you're raiding a 2x2, you probably are living in a 2x2 yourself. So, hopefully this video helps clarify my argument for doing this honeycomb strategy. And be sure to sheet metal these. I just learned that myself right now by doing this video, so I always learn something whenever I make these videos. But regardless, you could put more storage. You don't even have to. You could have, for example, on this base over here, you could open this wall up and put 2 more storage boxes there, or put storage box behind this, storage box behind this. You don't have to do all integrated. You could leave the ones behind the tool cabinet solid, just to be safe, but this is my strategy. It adds a lot more space, almost 1.5 times as much. You know, you're looking at 10 over there versus 16 over here, 18 over here. That's more than 1.5 times. Keep leaving those critical comments. I'm gonna roast you. I'm just kidding. I appreciate it, and they help me develop better content for you guys. So, shout out to you guys on Reddit for not understanding my concept, and hopefully this clarifies it better. One person did comment that they believe the main focus is organization and deception. Go sexual. Thank you. You get it. You get my upvote. I'll put a little screenshot of your thing at the end. I called you out. That's because you did a good job. Yeah. So, that's all I got for this video. I'm going to rename the old one to Evidence. And, hopefully that cleared it up for you guys. Thanks for watching. And finally, here's the final comment from GoSexual, who seems to understand the base is about deception, is one of the key points to it. So, shout out to this guy. Thank you for understanding. Keep it up.